Good morning, everyone. I thought about this the other day when I was cleaning out my closet, and I was actually throwing away some shoes that I hadn't had for a while or whatever, so I can make room for the new ones that I had got, right? And so I thought about this, that, as I was making room for the new ones to come and getting rid of some of the old ones, right? I thought about this, and then even this morning when I was praying, I was talking to God, and all I could keep hearing was the word make room. So here's what I'm asking you all on this morning. When was the last time that you made room for God? When was the last time that you made room for God? Because that's what God is saying in this season. You must make room for me. You must make room for him. See, I think so many times we get so stuck on having the same thing and the same people in our lives. And God said, I can't send nobody else. I can't do nothing else in your life because now you're so full of everything else. And guess what? God is not going to force his way in. God is not going to force his way in. If you don't have enough room for God, he ain't going to force his way in. See, we hear from everything else and we hear from everyone else speaking in our life. When's the last time that God spoke in your life or that you allowed God to speak in your life? Because he's trying to speak to you. So we right here saying that we're going to have divine connections and divine overflow and that type of stuff. You can't have it. You can't have divine connections if nobody else can get in. Because see, you still riding and dying with the same friends that you done had 30 years ago. God is saying make room for him in this season to speak to you so he can tell you your next, so he can tell you what you're supposed to do next in this next dispensation, in this next time that he's calling you to do. Make room for God and what he wants you to do. Make room for God for what he wants to speak into your life. Make room for God. It's time to clear out some stuff. So I'm reminded this morning that I know even for the paralyzed man that was trying to get in, it was so full, right? So he couldn't get in, but he had 4 friends. Do you have enough people to help you get in when it's full? Do you have enough people that are speaking in your life and say, make room for God? Let me help you make room for God. Because guess what? If they ain't speaking that or if they ain't talking that, they ain't it. They ain't it. See, these 4 friends that this paralyzed man had, they knew he needed to get in there, but because it was too full. So they decided to go on top of the roof. Do you have enough people in your life that will tear open the roof to make room for you? See, and they lowered him down to get his healing. See, there's some things that we still need from God in this season. But if we don't make room for God, we won't get it. If we don't make room for God, we won't get what we need from God. We can say it and name it and claim it, but if we ain't got room for God, God ain't forcing his way in there. He ain't doing it. So you must make room for what God wants to do. He wants to speak to you. He wants to heal you. He wants to deliver you. He wants to save you. He wants to show you a better way out. He wants to give you peace, joy, strength. If you make room for him, you can see that. Make room for God in your life in this season and watch what he does in your life. And that's all I have, and I pray you all be blessed. Make room for God.